surgeries are one of the most common orthopedic surgeries in the United States, and the 5-year post-op success rate is absolutely terrible. I want to let you in on a little bit of a secret. There are other options outside of drugs and surgery, and I'm going to show you one of the best options for you. My name is Dr. Jordan Fairley. I am here with Dr. Dyllon Mon, who is in our office with us. Dyllon just got done with a 10-mile run over the weekend, and then yesterday, 2 days after that run, he had a sudden flare-up of his knee in which he's having extreme pain with any type of extension, so straightening out his leg and any type of weight-bearing activities, including walking and squatting. So we're going to do an assessment of his knee and see if we can start to help him improve his knee function.
So I'm feeling primarily the pain. My quads were really tight following the run, and last night while I was cleaning up my kitchen, I started feeling my quads start to spasm here, and I'm mainly feeling the pain right on that medial side of the superior part of the knee. I have felt this before, but nothing quite this extreme, and so came in today and asked Jordan to check me out right away.
Cool, so let's have you first facing this way. I want to see how he's squatting first, as it's a general function to see how his pelvis and knees are moving. So if we look at him first here, his legs are shoulder width apart. I'll have you go down into a squat. First thing I notice, you see how his hips start to translate over to the left, and he flares his leg out to the right. Can I have you do that one more time? Is that painful?
Yes.
So a lot of pain with the squatting as well, and we're seeing dysfunction of his pelvis. Where were you noticing the pain when you squat down?
I'm feeling the pain right exact in that spot from last night, just medial to the patella and where the quad inserts in on right here. Normally my squat, I can go all the way to the floor, so this is not normal.
Cool. So first seeing some dysfunction on that right side of his pelvis, which is changing how his knee is moving on the outside. So now we're going to assess his pelvis and his knees. Can I have you laying face down first? So it's on his right leg. First I want to just do a general assessment of his leg length. His right leg is about a 1/4 inch shorter. And first off, what I'm noticing as I palpate the fibulas on the outside, so the outside leg bone, this one is more raised up towards the ceiling, so we're already seeing some posterior rotation on that right side. And it's not gliding forwards this way as well. Is that tender?
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of tenderness along that as well. A common spot for knee pain is also the popliteus. But I feel like that is fine. If I'm here and I push down, is that painful?
No.
Not painful. If I twist in, is that painful?
No.
No, so that's just a general orthopedic test for the meniscus. How about going outwards?
No.
No, that's fine. With a little bit of a bend, if I go that way, is that fine?
No.
So just that's fine?
It's fine.
Yeah. So just an orthopedic test for the medial collateral ligament as well. Checking his pelvis. How the sacrum and ilium moves, noticing more restriction along that SI joint. Can I have you keep your leg straight, lift just your left leg all the way up? Great, and then how about the right leg? So decrease hip extension on that right side, have you bend your knees. Okay, it was great for the first 80% of that, then at the very end range, his sacroiliac joint got stuck and started to ride up. So we're gonna be adjusting the right ilium, bringing it back and down to improve his extension of that leg and the fibula. So let's go fibula first. One here. Is that okay underneath?
Yeah.
Nice. So taking his tibia from internal rotation or from external rotation to internal rotation. And then I'll have you this side up. So anytime there's any dysfunction within the actual pelvis, it's going to change the mechanics of the knees as well. So contacting the ilium and bringing that back and down. Nice. Face down one more time. Let's check that out again. So hopefully by improving the mechanics of that SI joint, we'll get more hip extension. How to keep your leg straight. Lift up that left leg again. Cool, just to compare to. And then the right leg.
Wow.
Awesome. So already way more hip extension. And then bending your legs. Cool, and the SI joints are moving great here. So now next time he goes for a run, he'll have a stable, balanced base for him to not compensate as he's running. Let's get you on your back. In this position, so leg length is balanced as well, so legs are now the same length. And on the patellar, the tibial tuberosity here, I'm noticing that the right leg is more externally rotated. So just with my thumbs directly here, this side is more externally rotated, so outwardly rotated. As I rotate in, is that painful?
A little bit.
So some discomfort as I bring his tibia inward. And then checking the kneecap as we push down. Does that hurt?
That's a little.
That's painful. So he probably has some inflammation underneath the actual kneecap. Can you flex your quad? Can't flex the quad.
That hurts.
The crunchiness, that hurt?
Yeah.
So the fibers right above his kneecap are super tight. As these muscles go over the patella and insert into the lower leg, if these are really tight, it's going to be pulling on his kneecap and causing knee pain. How about right on the meniscus there? Is that painful?
That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
The spot you touched right before was.
So I've had a few different orthopedic tests saying that it's probably not the meniscus. So it's probably mostly that rotation of the tibia underneath the femur. So we're going to take out that rotation, getting it moving properly underneath his femur again. So we're going to go inward this way and drop. Cool. So just doing a couple drops to improve how this lower leg bone is moving under his femur, and then starting to create some separation, getting a discharge on the muscles that attach to his kneecap. So this is actually on his kneecap.
That released.
That was good. Nice, so his kneecap's moving good, and I just want to break up some of these muscles that attach to the kneecap too. So right there is super tender, and how we, just continue to breathe as I now bring this into flexion, breaking up the myofascial units above the kneecap, and that's not very comfortable. We're gonna do that a couple more times, moving around to other areas of tightness. Breaking that up, awesome. So one of the things that he was noticing was he didn't have an actual injury to his knee. So we're thinking that it wasn't a direct blow to any of the ligaments or the meniscus under the knee, which is very helpful and gives us a good idea that we're going to be able to help him with the chiropractic things that I'm showing you right now. As we're seeing dysfunction of his pelvis and the knee and the foot, it's going to cause different muscles to fire improperly. He's going to get a swelling of those insertion sites. So now he already has really good mobility of the kneecap. So let's see how he's moving. Let's get you back up. We'll see you squat again. So we'll see you right behind him. And then get a behind view. We'll go arms all the way up again. And then squatting down. So you can see how his pelvis didn't shift over to left. Everything stayed really nice and balanced now. That looks great. How does that feel in the knee?
The pain is lower down now. So before I had pain about here, and now I'm not feeling the pain until here.
Cool. Sweet. So his mechanics of his actual squat is better. His knee is rotating better. He still has some pain, but it's further down through that range of motion. And this is not something I would expect to be all of a sudden in a miracle adjustment where he comes in excruciating pain and now he's 100% better. So this is something that we're going to see him over time. So we're going to do a special case with this. We're actually going to do a follow-up in a couple days, and we're going to do all of this reassessment again and start to see how he progresses over multiple visits. And we are back, and yes, we did get a couple really good looking haircuts over the last week. It's been about a week since we shot that last video, and we want to check in again. How is your knee doing after we adjusted you last week?
Dude, so much better. Whenever I feel stuff in my body, I'm reminded by how much I love chiropractic, because I was feeling huge gains even just the next day after the adjustment. I'm really excited for my second adjustment since last week.
Yep.
But I'm feeling a lot better, man.
How is the actual knee pain?
The knee pain's totally gone at this point. And I'm feeling like I'm back in my body. I even have done a 6-mile run since then, and I'm going to do 10 miles on Saturday.
Nice. So he's actually ran, and he's not having the same knee pain, but we also know that pain is not a very good indicator of health. So we're still going to check him out now a week later and see if we're seeing or noticing any dysfunction within his knee joint and his actual pelvis that we noticed and adjusted last week. So let's first get you laying on your back. We're going to check his knee first. So if you remember, what we noticed before was he was having decreased internal rotation with his tibia. So we're checking here, and his tibia is still rotating inward really nicely. And when that rotation is proper under the femur, we're gonna have nice healthy joints within where the meniscus are between those two bones. Just comparing Yes, that side's good. Wanted to check the patella. You notice we had decreased patella movement before, and we did an adjustment going down that direction, which it's actually still really crunchy. So I'm gonna be doing one more drop on. All right, so we noticed some crunchiness on his patella. So we're just gonna use this little drop piece to guide more motion of the patella through its restricted endpoint right there.
That hurt so bad last week.
So that hurt really bad last week, and you remember he had those tight, tender fibers above the kneecap, which all of those still seem really nice and relaxed. Cool, so his patella's moving good, tibia is rotating well. Let's get you going on your stomach. We'll check his pelvis. So what we adjusted last time, he had a short right leg. Yeah. So it's been a week, and we are still noticing a shorter right leg. The movement is still getting somewhat restricted through that right SI joint. So we'll go here. Can I have you bend your knees? Right SI joint is moving superiorly. Left is staying put. Go back down, lifting just your left leg as high as you can. Great hip extension and right side. So still some decreased hip extension on that side too. So even though he doesn't have the knee pain anymore, we're still noticing a dysfunction in his pelvis, which is what we were thinking was leading to the knee pain in the first place when he was on the run. So we're just gonna adjust this right side. Can I go this side up? Going here. Awesome. So I think it's really good to note that he didn't have an actual injury to his knee. Right there. Woohoo, beautiful. Let's go face down again. So he didn't have an injury to his knee, but he had knee pain after a 10-mile run. And so if there's any sort of imbalance in the pelvis, any sort of unleveling or restriction in the actual movement, it has to compensate somewhere. And so the knee is a very common place for that to happen. We can check leg length now. Awesome, legs are even. Have you bend your legs? The PSIS of that SI joint is staying put. Cool, going back down and raising right leg all the way up. Awesome, improved hip extension, just like that. It's a miracle. Let's get you standing up. Let's check your squat again. So if you remember in that first video, he had dysfunction of his pelvis swaying and he had knee pain going all the way down. Beautiful, one more time for the fans at home. Awesome, so his full range of motion going below parallel, did that cause pain in your knee?
Not at all.
Nope, going all the way down. Beautiful, one more time for the fans at home. Pain in his knee. So this is something that we want to do a follow-up a week later to see, are you still having some of that dysfunction in his pelvis? He was, which is why we adjusted it even though he's not having knee pain anymore. And just like that, out of knee pain, improved function. This is something that is a process over time. So we're gonna continue to check Dr. Dyllon on a weekly basis and see how his body is responding from this. But I want you to know, if you have knee pain, if you know somebody who has knee pain, the most common thing you will hear from people around the world is that you need to have knee surgery, and it is absolutely not true. Seek other options. If you did not have an actual trauma or accident to your knee, chiropractic is one of the best alternatives to actually help you get out of knee pain. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to find a chiropractor near you, please leave a comment below or reach out to me individually. I would love to help you. Take care.
Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome. Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for watching another one of my videos. If you found value in this video, please leave me a comment below, hit that like button, and let me know how I can further serve you. And as always, subscribe for more future videos.